Hey, good morning. I'm Eric Arnold. It's Tuesday, the 9th of August, and this is a political barn episode. I've been ruminating out here for the better part of an hour about what to say to you people, and I'm trying to distill it down to some core thoughts about the FBI raiding former President Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago. I don't know if your mainstream media even covers this sort of thing, but that happened apparently earlier this evening. The leftist government is leaking it out that it has something to do with looking for classified documents. I think that's almost certainly a lie. The purpose of this is simple intimidation. I don't think that could be any clearer. How do we feel? I feel about this sort of thing. Well, it's just another ratcheting up of the war the Democrats are waging against Republicans. Joe Biden, when he won office, he was allegedly going to govern as some kind of moderate. Well, that may be tied with the biggest lie of the century, that with if you like your doctor, you can keep him. Joe Biden's been the most radical president we've ever had. And that's saying something because we've had Barack Obama in this century too. He has just been beyond out there as far as just running every leftist, communist, whatever thing, and he is just going for broke. Well, whoever's handling him, we all know Joe Biden's basically a vegetable that can't think for himself. So it's sad, and I think about what makes this country great is the strength of our institutions. That's where we have been the most successful country in the world since the inception of this country. I would argue you can't point to another country that's any better than we are. We're the best. We've been the best. Why are we the best? Well, it's our system of government. It's our institutions. It's our people's faith and belief in these institutions. That's what makes them strong. And the Democrats have been just wholesale attacking every last institution we have, trying to destroy them or change them, or, I guess if you take a building and knock it down, you changed the building, didn't you? Yeah, you changed it. You also destroyed it. But, I guess it's basically the same thing, right? Every institution, and perhaps certainly the justice system we have, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. You're supposed to be they have to have some reasonable evidence before they charge you with a crime or start an investigation. They're attacking that left and right, tearing that out by the roots. The electoral system, let's talk about that. Because I want to talk about, I'm thinking about where this is going, and I want to address my moderate Democrat friends here who don't like Trump, and I'm sure either don't care that the FBI raided his home, or that they think he deserved it. All right, let me talk to you and see if I can let you see how we see it. You guys would say that the January 6th deal, where Trump and company totally damaged the institution of the election. In other words, stability in the elections, that's been a cornerstone of why this country is strong, in that we have an election, the country says, okay, that guy won, and then the loser, he has a chance to win again in 2 to 4 years or what have you. And that's been pretty much like clockwork for I don't know, however long the country's been in business. So, of course, Trump did not agree with the results in 2020, and we had the riot at the Capitol. Well, there's the riot shouldn't have happened. It was a mistake, shouldn't have happened. The people involved have been punished 19 times over, and the way they've been punished has been totally free of any kind of justice or impartiality. It's been a sham, a joke, a total wrecking of the norm or institution of fair and impartial justice. So, you know, if you're saying Trump damaged the electoral process, you guys have more than damaged the justice process in your investigation of this. But then the flip side of that coin is no one believes these elections are fair anymore. And the Democrats have a lot to do with that. And by that I say they have all to do with that. Voter ID, you guys won't allow it. You won't allow it. Most people want it. Hell, most Democrats, I think, want it. And you guys absolutely just will not hear of that sort of thing. You want it to be as easy as possible to cheat. And we all goddamn know that the cheating goes on. And it's exasperating because no one in the judicial system will take any kind of impartial or thorough look at it. Anytime you want to do an examination of it post-election, the government just closes ranks and say, you can't see the evidence, so we can't see what happened one way or the other. It's exasperating. But we know it all goes on. I mean, Jesus Christ, here in these primary elections, where not even that many people vote, it takes weeks, well, not weeks, days, certainly a week, to finalize the count. It's ridiculous. And you sit there looking at the totals, and they stay the same for 24 hours. And you say, what's going on? Are they counting the votes? What are they doing? Are they just making up new ballots? What are they doing? But it's a closed black box. There's no transparency. And of course, without the transparency, all the faith and the trust in the electoral system has gone away. We didn't do that on our side of the aisle. The Republicans didn't do that. You did that, Democrats. Now, I would argue the Democrats don't give a damn what norms and institutions they wreck. That's their goal. They want to destroy the country. Change it wholesale. They don't want to just move a decimal point on the tax bracket. They want to wreck the place, i.e. fundamentally change the place. They would say fundamentally change it. We would say wreck it. They want to destroy the place so they can put in whatever utopian, authoritarian, dystopian, communist system they want to put in. That's their end goal, whether they want to admit it or not. It's getting pretty obvious that's what they're doing. But so to my moderate Democrat friends, how would you feel if Donald Trump, this time through his first term, sent Jeff Sessions and a hand-picked team of DOJ agents into the home of Joe Biden? How would you feel about that? You would be outraged. You would be in the streets. Well, that's how we feel. It's a sham. It's bullshit. It's a third world thuggery. It's intimidation. It's censorship of political speech. No more, no less. And I ask you to look at it fairly as to what's going on here. This is nothing more than an extension of the political censorship that went on during the Russian hoax collusion bullshit. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. I've got a poli-sci degree, a history degree, been looking at this stuff for over 30 years. That's the worst thing I've ever seen. And it's just a continuation of it. There's never been any punishment meted out for that. An investigation was made up against Donald Trump on fake evidence. They duped or got, what's the word I'm looking for, willful cooperation from the Justice Department, the FBI, to investigate Trump. So either these people like Comey and his minions, they're either the biggest idiots to ever fall off the idiot tree, or they were in on it. Now, frankly, I think they were in on it, because nobody's that stupid. Nobody that could impartially look at the evidence that was presented to them, looking at the source of this evidence and go, oh yeah, I believe that. I believe that. Let's go find the crime. Let's go investigate this. They were in on it. It was the biggest sham censorship. And when I say censorship, why do I say that? Well, they altered the total narrative of basically how people perceive Donald Trump. I'm a voter and I'm looking at Trump as, well, I guess he's a crook. I mean, otherwise there wouldn't be this huge investigation that's been going on now for going on 2 years, going through the midterm elections of 18. There has to be some kind of a crook. I mean, they just keep going and going. They must have something on him. It was a sham. It was a fraud. And they've never been punished for that. So, of course, what do now? They just keep going. They raid his house. They raid his house in Mar-a-Lago. If they raid the leader of my party, how am I supposed to feel about that? They're censoring him. They're censoring me. I always finish these little spiels, rants, what have you. I say, I'm Eric Arnold and I believe in free speech. And that's true. That may be one of the things I believe most strongly, and I guess that's why I picked that to say. I don't think, my Democrat friends, you do believe in free speech. Because when this sort of thing happens and you're not outraged by it, what do you believe in? You certainly don't believe in fair play. You don't believe in justice. So I'm a little confused as to, I guess you believe in the right to kill your babies. I know you believe in that. But other than that, you know, where do we, I keep thinking what, I actually made another version of this video and I thought, oh, that's a great point. I got to start all over. If the moderate Democrats don't jump ship on this communist Democrat party that's leaving them at the station and heading to China, and they're going. Your party is going to China. Are you going with them, or are you going to stay at the station here in America? Because if you get on the train and go to China, I think we're going to have a civil war. I mean, we're going to have divorces. We're going to have gunfire in the streets. We're going to have friendships torn asunder. It's going to happen because at some point, you just can't get down with that. It's like, you just raided the house of my political leader. Obviously, that's a message to me, Mr. Ham and Egg YouTuber. You better watch your P's and Q's or the FBI is going to come calling on you. See, clearly they're just there to investigate and investigate and investigate to intimidate him. They've been investigating this guy for 6 years. They haven't found a damn thing on him, but they keep going. And when is enough enough? I mean, I'm not even a Trump fan, but at some point, it's obvious that this is not about Trump. This is about, he's the opposition. If his name was DeSantis or Cruz or Rubio or Mickey Mouse, they'd be after that guy too. So, man oh man, my moderate Democrat friends, when is enough enough? When does your party do something so outrageous that you can't get with it? I'm just curious about that, you know? I'm just curious about that. So, you know, more of the same. Donald Trump under attack, Republicans under attack by the sham, communist, Marxist-controlled Justice Department. So, you know, of course, that doesn't tilt the election at all, you know. But I'm the election denier. That cracks me up. You know, you guys suppress a legitimate, huge, massive story, the potential son of the next president of the United States is a bagman for communist China, amongst other things, amongst being a coke addict, drug addict, idiot. You suppress that story within a month of the election, but I'm the one that's saying it's not a fair election and I'm wrong. Give me a break. Give me a break. And now you have this sort of fake investigation going on the leader of our party, and you're not trying to manipulate the election. Give me a break. But once again, you know, that's you guys destroying norms that built this country. The faith of the electoral process, and you guys are just taking a hacksaw, a chainsaw to that sort of norm because you can. You know, when do you jump off the train headed to China? When do you guys jump off that? I'm curious. You know, because if you don't jump off it, then civil war is almost inevitable. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, we're pissed tonight. We're absolutely pissed tonight that the Justice Department, setting a new bad norm, has decided to raid the home of the leader of the opposition party as if that's something that's done every day. So we'll see what happens. We'll see where this goes. Nowhere good, I'm sure. Nowhere good. Hey, I'm Eric Arnold. I believe in free speech. Do you believe in free speech? Do you?